Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me for this holiday video where I show you how to clean chitlins. They are very popular for Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. I am using Quinella's chitlins. They come already in the bag, but you can also purchase the chitlins in the container by Smithfield. I use them both, but the Quinellas are easier to clean. You start out by pouring the chitlins through a drainer into a pot and just rinsing them well. Fill the pot with water to cover your chitlins, then boil them on medium-high heat for 2 hours. Now is the time to clean your work area with Dawn detergent and Clorox and hot water. Wash your pans, your pots, all of your dishes, and then clean the surrounding area to keep the area smelling fresh and to sanitize it. While I'm cleaning, a little history about chitlins, also known as chitterlings. They have a long history in African American culture. Slave owners would decide on the parts of the pig that would be best for them and leave the rest to the slaves. The pig's snout, ears, intestines, feet, neck, bones, skin, stomachs were among the leftover parts. The slaves added sauces and herbs to make these body parts absolutely delicious. Over time, they became a cultural delicacy and are now eaten by more than just black folk. After 2 hours, your chitlins will be 50% done, and now it's time to let the pot cool for about 15 or 20 minutes and you are ready to start cleaning these chitlins. You just use your pot underneath the strainer and pour chitlins from the pot you just cooked them in through that strainer. And I usually just flush that liquid down the toilet. So what I'm doing now is I'm just adding warm water, not hot, but warm water to the pot of chitlins to cover them all the way. That makes it even more manageable for cleaning these bad boys. When chitlins come from the hog, they look like tubes, and then they are split down the center, open up flat so that you can clean them. You see all of this fecal material? That has to be cleaned away. Now that we have boiled it and loosened it up, it's going to be really easy just to slide off. Turn the faucet on and have the water as hot as you can bear it. You want to clean the debris and all fat off the lining of the chitlin. You have to be careful because if you use too much tension to pull that debris off, it can pull the lining off. You definitely don't want to do that because the slivery lining is what gives chitlins its texture and unique taste. It's a very delicate process where you use your pinch fingers to gently pull away all of that matter. The running water will help facilitate the process even more. The sides of the chitlings are where the debris accumulates, and you want to pull that away gently as the water runs over it, and then go to the entire part of the chitling and gently just pull away any debris while the water runs over it. Now you're ready to cook your clean chitlins. Add enough water to cover your chitlins. And now you're going to add 1 large onion that you will just cube into chunks, apple cider vinegar, bay leaves, salt. I'm using Himalayan salt. You can use any seasoning salt that you want, and black pepper. According to how spicy you want your chitlins, and some people do like it really spicy, you can add crushed red peppers. You can add more vinegar. Some people like to add celery. So it's just your preference and your taste. Once you are seasoning your pot, you can always decide what you want to add. But for this basic recipe, I'm just going to use these simple ingredients to get my chitlins started. For this 20-pound pot of chitlins, I'm adding 5 to 6 bay leaves. If you are cooking less chitlins, then you will adjust the bay leaves accordingly. I add a 1/4 cup of vinegar, a 1/4 cup of salt, and a teaspoon of black pepper. Cover the pot and let the chitlins boil on medium-high heat for 2 hours, periodically checking to make sure that the water line does not drop. If it does, just add water to keep the water line above the chitlins. Everybody, my hard work is finally getting ready to pay off. Now these chitlins have boiled down. You notice we started at the top of the pot and now it's about 1/4 of the way down, but that's the way they're supposed to be because they shrink as they become more and more tender. So what I do at this point, I'm going to drain them. I've got another fresh pot right here that's been cleaned out thoroughly, washed with hot water, bleach, and then rinsed thoroughly. Then I have got my bowl over here. So what I'm going to do is take these chitlins, and you can let them cool off a little bit, which I would recommend, but I'm so used to the chitlins, I'm going to go and put them straight into this colander and drain them. Still making sure that I'm careful. In the meanwhile, what I do is take some chicken broth and pour into the bowl or the container where you're going to pour the rest of the chitlins. Normally about 1 cup to each pound of chitlins. And I'm going to say once these have shrunk down, I started out with 20 pounds of chitlins. And once they have shrank or shriveled down, I'm thinking that I've got maybe about a good 10 to 12 pounds of chitlin in here. So I'm just going to do it by eye and put the chicken broth into the bowl. This will make a sauce as my chitlins settle down and cure overnight. I'm going to eat some right now because I worked hard for them, but chitlins do taste better after you have let them settle down and the juices go into them. So this is drained, and I'm going to put my chitlins right into the chicken broth. And my bay leaves, take my bay leaves out wherever you see them. They look so delicious. I have really rinsed these chitlins well. There's not a lot of grease or oil in it at all. I do want some of the original chitlin juice, so I'm going to leave a little bit at the bottom of that pot because I do want some of that chitlin juice in there. And I'm going to add more of the chitlins into the chicken broth. And then the final amount of chitlins, these bay leaves out of here, I'm going to put into the pot. I'm going to put into this pan right here with those juices. Okay. All of my onions and spices. And here are my succulent chitlins. And I'm going to pour a little more chicken broth over them. Yummy, yummy. because I'm going to be selling some of these chitlin plates during the holiday or before the holiday. I'm going to store them so that the flavor will be curing as I'm waiting on them. Make sure I put some juice in them. Mix them up well so the juices are in there. A gloved hand. And just press the air out of them and keep the juices in there. There we go. Some of that juice to put in there. And do the same thing, this bag, I didn't put any juice in here. Make sure it's nice and juicy. And you want to do this when the chitlins are warm, but not too hot. There we go, we got juice in there. Let them out a little bit, from the air out. Ready to cook. I actually cleaned 100 pounds of chitlins in the last 2 days. I put them right in there on top of those so they will be ready. So all I have to do is just take them out, thaw them out, warm them up, and fix my plate. There we go. I got a whole refrigerator full of chitlins. There we go. There are my chitlins right here. Woo! I'm gonna stop eating long enough to say goodbye to you all. Thanks so much for joining me. I hope that you liked this episode of something so rare that not many people can do. But like with my hair units, I got that magic touch for cleaning chitlins. I hope that you'll get a chance to get you some during the holidays because they are the perfect complement to all of your holiday meals. Thanks so much for joining me. Happy Thanksgiving, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.